It's time to sing a song for the unsung heroes. Let's all stand up tall and sing it loud. Let's all sing a song for the unsung heroes. And when we're through, there will be no doubt. Sing it for the ones that didn't make it, and sing it for the ones who live to tell. Sing it for the doctors and the nurses and the corpsmen who witnessed living hell. We'll sing it for the ones who flew the chopper. Sing it for the ones who flew the jets. Let's make sure that we all remember, 'cause the price they pay is too much to forget. So let's all sing a song for the unsung heroes. Let's all stand up tall and sing it loud. Let's all sing a song for the unsung heroes. And when we're through, there will be no doubt.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, let me be the first to welcome you here today. Thank you for joining us for our 2022 In Memory Day ceremony. I am Juliana Blaylock, Outreach Manager for the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund. VVMF is the nonprofit organization that built the wall in 1982 and is our privilege to host this ceremony each year. VVMF receives no federal funding, so we are only able to do this because of our generous supporters. We'd like to give a heartfelt thank you to all of our sponsors for today's ceremony, as well as our in-memory circle of friends for their generous support. Today we honor 513 individuals, your loved ones, who gave their all for their country. After today is over, we'll have honored more than 5,600 veterans in our in-memory honor roll. While it's been more than 40 years since the war ended, the family members here with us today know all too well the impact of the Vietnam War on our nation's service members. We lose more and more veterans every day to Vietnam-related causes. It is my hope that you will walk away today knowing that your loved ones' service and sacrifice will forever be honored here. We are so pleased to be here today and to have nearly 2,000 people in attendance. We thank you for traveling to be with us this weekend to pay tribute to your loved ones. I know we also have a lot of family and friends who could not be with us today. We are live online so that those families can be a part of this ceremony too. We will have volunteers read their honorees' names. Please know that we're doing our best on pronunciations. We hope to make you all proud. I would like to take a moment to thank the VVMF staff and all of the volunteers who make this day possible. We couldn't do it without all of their hard work. A special thank you to the West Point Alumni Glee Club, who are giving of their time to be with us here today. They provided some prelude music pre-ceremony, and we will hear from them again a little later. A few housekeeping notes before we begin. I would like to ask everyone to silence their cell phones for the duration of the ceremony. We know this can be long. We ask that everyone stay and remain seated until all the names are read. we want to give the same respect to the last name read as we do to the first name that will be read. We'll have hand sanitizer at the ready before you come onto the stage, and we ask that everyone please socially distance if and when you can. And lastly, if anyone at any time needs any assistance during the ceremony, please reach out to a VVMF staff member or a Yellow Hat volunteer. We're here to assist you and to make this day special. It is now my pleasure to introduce our Master of Ceremonies, Captain Dennis Faraday, United States Navy, retired. Captain Faraday was commissioned in the Navy in 1969. Beginning in 1972, he flew F-4 Phantoms on 150 combat missions over North and South Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. He also participated in Linebacker 2. Captain Faraday retired in 2008 with 39 years of service as the last active duty Vietnam combat veteran of the Navy. He is a graduate of the Navy Fighter Weapons School, otherwise known as Top Gun. That's right. We have our very own Top Gun with us here today. He has 2,000 hours in Navy fighter aircraft and 500 aircraft carrier arrested landings. His combat awards include 9 Air Medals, 2 Navy Commendation Medals with Combat V, and the Vietnamese Cross of Gallantry. Please welcome Captain Faraday.
Gosh, I hope some of that stuff is true. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our nation's capital. It is a perfect, beautiful day to honor those loved ones here that were in the Vietnam War. I would like to take this opportunity to personally thank the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund staff and all who have worked together in support of the In Memory program. It is through their efforts that has made possible this extraordinary, moving, and immortal memorial to our Vietnam veterans that is the backdrop for our ceremony today. To begin, please welcome our chaplain that will lead us in an invocation today. Colonel Eddie Kinley, United States Army. He is the command chaplain at the Pentagon. Chaplain Kinley, please come to the stage.
Let us reverently bow our heads in prayer. Eternal Heavenly Father, we have assembled here in honor of our 2022 Vietnam induction ceremony veterans. First, we begin by thanking you for the organization of this auspicious event in commemoration of the men who fought and gave all in the Vietnam conflict. We will never forget their sacrifices, their dedication and loyalty to this country. Neither will we forget the family members who to this very day remain committed and dedicated to the fallen and living soldiers, airmen, sailors, and Marines who bravely answered the call in the defense of democracy and freedom. May we never forget. May we always take the time to honor our heroes who gave all so that we may know what it means to be free. In your name we pray, amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are privileged to have with us today the West Point Alumni Glee Club, directed by Miss Nancy Riley. I would ask the Glee Club to come and join me on the stage at this time. For those that are able, I would kindly ask you to please stand while the Joint Armed Forces Color Guard of the Military District of Washington presents the colors, and remain standing until the colors are retired.
Colors! Halt! Color! Present! On!
Our national anthem will be sung by the West Point Alumni Glee Club. I invite all veterans to hand salute the flag during the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now here to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance is Steve Wright, son of 2017 in-memory honoree Robert M. Wright, and brother of Terry R. Wright, a 2019 honoree, and Patrick L. Wright, a 2014 honoree. Please come forward, Steve.
Glee Club, hands.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The West Point Alumni Glee Club was established in the fall of 2007 to carry the rich legacy of singing patriotic and inspirational music, a significant element of the warrior spirit. Membership is limited to West Pointers who enjoy singing and believe in the importance of traditional music in their continued service to the nation. Members average almost 20 years of active duty service, with more than 75% being combat veterans. Their goal is to spread the love of music among warriors and to honor and memorialize veterans, servicemen and women, and their families. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the West Point Glee Club, directed by Ms. Nancy Riley, singing Mansions of the Lord.
The 2002 movie, We Were Soldiers, tells the story of the first major U.S. combat unit inserted into battle by helicopter in November of 1965. The unit was the 1st Battalion, 7th Cavalry, the place, the Idrang Valley. Moved by the courage and sacrifice of the soldiers in that battle, writer-director Randall Wallace wrote a hymn that was played at the end of the movie as they ran the names of the over 300 young men who were killed in that battle. And as a tribute to the families whose lives were forever changed by the loss of husbands, fathers, sons, and brothers, we sing this hymn today to honor the fallen of all services, those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the defense of the Republic. Ladies and gentlemen, the mansions of the Lord.
Thank you very much. That was absolutely beautiful. It is indeed a tremendous honor to stand before you today. This morning, we come together to remember our fallen comrades. We honor these service members who, as Abraham Lincoln said, gave their last full measure of devotion for this country. And that is why we gather today, to honor our patriots, your loved ones, our Vietnam veterans. Whatever the disagreements over policy that prevailed during the war in Vietnam, there can never be and must never be any disagreement as to how we treat and commemorate those who served with honor and dignity in that war. They were drawn to a cause, a patriot's cause, larger than themselves individually. As Ronald Reagan once put it, the veterans of Vietnam were, and I quote, what we can only aspire to be. Giving, unselfish, the epitome of human love, to lay down one's life so that others may live. To my generation of veterans, this place is hallowed ground, sacred to our fallen brothers and sisters. This wall is not only a place, but also a time that we can return to and heal, share memories of each other and our Vietnam experiences. We come to this place, this wall, to pay homage to the heroes of a war long over that continues to take Americans from our generation. Each of the service members we will honor here today wore with pride and honor the uniform of which I like to call the cloth of our country. A significant number of these patriots were buried in this cloth of America. When the country called, they knew it was their turn to stand up for America, just as their fathers and grandfathers did in World War I, World War II, and Korea. Throughout their lives, these soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen were proud of their service to the United States and knew their sacrifices were cherished in the hearts of fellow countrymen. Vietnam service is once more universally recognized as a true badge of pride and courage. Along with their families, they are truly the long-suffering, unsung heroes of the Vietnam War. They bore their wounds with honor and dignity. Their ultimate sacrifice is the same as the 58,281 names on the wall. We salute all who serve with them, and we stand with the families who love them today. Thank you. Now I invite the family and friends of those previously inducted into the In Memory Honor Roll from 1993 to 2021 to come up and read their loved ones' names. I would ask past participants only to come forward.
Sergeant First Class Robert M. Wright served in the U.S. Army, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. 7th Special Forces, Bronze Star, 2017 honoree. Specialist 4th Class Terry R. Wright, U.S. Army, 82nd Airborne Division, 2019 honoree. And my grandfather, Sergeant Patrick Wright, U.S. Army, 101st Airborne, Bronze Star, 2014 honoree.
Husband, father, grandfather, Larry James Kingsbury, 2018 honoree, U.S. Army, Vietnam, 1971-72.
In honor of my dad, Antonino Farinella, 2015 honoree.
My husband, John Frank Parisi, Staff Sergeant, United States Marine Corps, 1965 to 1971. Vietnam, November 66 to December 67. I planned on spending the rest of my life with you. Thank you for spending the rest of your life with me.
My father, Robert Patrick Kapczynski, 173rd Airborne Brigade.
My husband, Kenneth Wayne Harrelson, First Sergeant. Love you, babe.
My husband, Master Gunnery Sergeant Edward Frederick Mishazik, United States Marine Corps, 65 to 67.
My brother, Corporal Herman Downs, Vietnam, 1966 and 1967, Semper Fi. I'll never forget you, brother.
My father, their grandfather, Doyle Lee Richardson Jr., honoree 2017, 22-year Army vet, served 5 tours, volunteered every one from 1967 to 1969. I love you, Daddy.
My dad, Master Sergeant George Berry, retired U.S. Army, Vietnam, 1967 and 68.
My loving and caring brother.
My dad, Sergeant Frank Evan McGlinchey, U.S. Army, 25th Infantry, Vietnam, 1967 to 1968. We love you and we miss you.
My grandpa, Jaime Enrique Cavi, U.S. Army, 1968 to 1970. We miss you, Grandpa.
Our uncle, Danny Monroe Bishop, Korea, where he was a POW for 23 months, 1st Air Cav, Vietnam, 3 tours of duty, 2 Purple Hearts. Missed every day.
My dad, James E. Henderson, U.S. Air Force.
My friend and like a brother, Sergeant Bill LaRusso, Vietnam vet, who's on our VA group for many years, and he's certainly well missed. Thank you, Bill.
My closest friend, Steve Stoddard, United States Army, 2019 inductee.
My friend, Joseph Tellerico, member of our veterans group, Vietnam, United States Army, 2021.
Captain Robert L. Hanover, United States Marine Corps, December 68, December 69, Semper Fi.
My beloved first husband, John Carlin Hollander, 5th Special Forces, 67-68.
I'll now be reading the names of our In Memory Circle of Friends honorees. John Gilbert Exton, James Ellis Albertson, Michael Dale Anderson, Timothy E. Cannon, Michael James Apollonia, Gary Wayne Atchison, Harold Arthur Bailey, Joseph Louis Barthel, Arthur Reynolds Jr., Jerome M. Hall, Max Burden Scheider, Ronald James Brome, John Errol Brooks, Ronald Bruce Brown, William Dennis Cannon, Clark A. Chamberlain, Daniel Drummond, Marcellus Eugene Klein, Keith Galloway, Thomas Richard Curry, Eugene Davis, Charles Dibburn Davis, David Lee DeCourt, Arthur Michael Demopoulos, Donald Eugene Duncan, Rufus Lee Edwards, Craig Dwight Ford, David Scott Foster, David Keith Fryer, James Freud, Bruce M. Gassler, Otis Herman Glenn Jr., Leon K. Greiner, Frank Thomas Gunther, Donald Dwight Higgins, James Francis Welter, Gerald William Heidi, Gary Lynn Hendry Sr., John Leslie Hepner, Bruce Andrew Hilt, George Adams, Billy Ray Ward, Dennis Huey, James D. Fisher, Kurt Lewis Johnson, John W. Johnston, Donald R. Joyner, Dennis A. Kelly, Ronald Kirksling Kingsley, James Joseph Krause, Jimmy Day Lindemann, Robert Lopez Orta, Charles Joseph Louviere, John Edward Mack, Harry Richard Boring, Ronald Maple, John Dean Marlowe, John J. Martin II.
Danny Carl Martin, Jack Allen Folsom Sr., Joseph George Felke, Ronald McCarty, Patrick L. McClure, Patrick E. McDaniel, Harold R. McDonald Jr., Terry Dean McFeeters, Louis Jean Miller, Clifford Minoru Mishiro, Gregory Raymond Mullen, Dale William Mussoff, Kenneth Osinknick, Richard J. Osborne, Kenneth Osterbon, Lou Milan Palmerly, Vernon Caldwell Park, Tony Michael Patterson, Russell Patton Jr., Herbert Albert Perrone, Peter Philip Philhauer, Olaf James Porgosic, John Stephen Price, James O. Otterness, J. Brent Lang, David K. Reese, Ralph Emerson Reinhardt, James E. Reish, John L. Regal, Norbert R. Rosenbaum, Norman Jean Rosendahl, Joseph Ruthberg, Kenneth E. Satterfield, Joel Stewart Shulman, Lauren Patrick Shea, Larry Albert Bowers, Terry Lee Simmons, Michael Smentowski, Michael J. Sokola, Lyle Dean Sustad, James Robert Szyminski, Joseph Vincent Tallarico, Robert E. Smith, Major Robert P. Teal Sr., James Edward Thomas, Billy M. Thomas, William Michael Tignor, Wilmer Harold Eisenhower, Edward J. Feely, Michael Patrick Valerie, Glenn Patrick Villarusso, Frank Weishensheimer, Wayne Gilbert Weldon, John Peter Akima Jr., Don Paul Pfeiffer, Ronald Joseph Ziol,
Gary Frederick Schiappa, 2020 honoree, USS Navy on the Berry. He was a cook in the Navy.
Now I would like to introduce our keynote speaker. Jim Knotts is the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund. He is an Air Force veteran of the Persian Gulf War and a graduate of the United States Air Force Academy. During his almost 10 years in the Air Force, his career spanned service in the Persian Gulf War at the headquarters of U.S. Southern Command and at the Pentagon in the Office of the Secretary of Defense Staff. Let's give Jim a warm welcome, please.
Well, thank you, Captain Faraday. Welcome to everyone. Before I begin, I just have to tell you two more things about Captain Faraday. First of all, he recently joined the board of directors of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund. So he is now one of the stewards of our organization. So thank you for that. And finally, Dennis's call sign is Wild Man. Now, through repeated attempts, I've tried to find out exactly how he earned that call sign. To date, I have been unsuccessful. If any of you are able to get that story out of him, find me after and tell me the secret. Well, officially, on behalf of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, we're pleased to host today's in memory ceremony and welcome you all here to our nation's capital. Today, in the shadow of the wall, we honor the service and sacrifice of the men and women who served in the Vietnam War and have since died. The Vietnam War was unpopular here at home, yet nearly 3 million Americans served our country during this time. They served for lots of reasons. You know, some of them because they received a draft notice, some because they felt a sense of duty to serve our country in a period of war, or others even so that others in their family did not have to serve. Thankfully, most returned home. However, for many, coming home from the Vietnam War was just the beginning of a whole new fight. Many never fully recovered, either physically or emotionally, from their experiences. And that's why the In Memory program exists, because only a fraction of the casualties actually died on the battlefields of Vietnam. Many more carried their wounds back and suffered long after the actual fighting ended. As these service members pass, it is our duty and our solemn promise to welcome them home in this place that our nation has set aside for Vietnam veterans. While they may not meet the Department of Defense criteria for addition to the wall, they certainly are worthy of joining their brothers and sisters in this place of honor and remembrance. For many of the family members here today, this ceremony is bittersweet. Your loss is still new. While that pain lingers, we know that you are proud of your Vietnam veteran, and you're happy to see them finally receive the recognition they deserve. The In Memory program has brought you all together here today. Look around, okay? You all have endured tremendous loss, but there's one thing we want you to know. You are not alone. We hope that over this weekend, you are meeting at least one other family who has shared the same kind of experience and loss of their Vietnam veteran. I offer you this thought, which I hope will bring some of you comfort. Our Vietnam veterans took upon themselves the commitment to never allow our country to send another generation of men and women into harm's way without the proper respect and support that they deserve. That is part of their legacy. So the next time you hear someone say, "Thank you for your service" to someone in uniform, you can take comfort in knowing that that also is being extended to your loved ones. More than 5,100 service members are already a part of the In Memory Honor Roll, and today we add 513 more. I challenge each of you here today to find another family that has lost their Vietnam veteran and tell them about this program so that we can add their loved ones to our honor roll as well. Together, we'll make sure that their sacrifices and those of their families will never be forgotten. For as long as this memorial stands, and as long as visitors come to this place to learn, your loved ones will be remembered. Now, what the families and friends of our 2022 honorees are about to do has become a tradition here at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, the reading of the names. At this time, we will begin to read the names of this year's In Memory honorees. Please remain in your seats until your row is released by an usher. Once you've read your honoree's name, please return to your seats. As we assemble, you'll hear a recording of a special song that recognizes those who served in Vietnam. It is titled "The Unsung Heroes" by Chuck Price. Chuck performed it in person at the ceremony for many years until his death. Thank you.
It's time to sing a song for the unsung heroes. Let's all stand up tall and sing it loud. Let's all sing a song for the unsung heroes. And when we're through, there will be no doubt. Sing it for the ones that didn't make it, and sing it for the ones who live to tell. Sing it for the doctors and the nurses and the corpsmen who witnessed living hell. We'll sing it for the ones who flew the chopper. Sing it for the ones who flew the jets. Let's make sure that we all remember, 'cause the price they pay is too much to forget. So let's all sing a song for the unsung heroes. Let's all stand up tall and sing it loud. Let's all sing a song for the unsung heroes. And when we're through, there will be no doubt. Let's all sing a song for the unsung heroes. Let's all stand up tall and sing it loud. Let's all sing a song for the unsung heroes. And when we're through, there will be no doubt. And when we're through, there will be no doubt.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now our privilege to begin the reading of the 2022 In Memory honorees. On behalf of the family, General Colin Powell, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. On behalf of his family, John Carlton Dibble, United States Navy, and for many years, the Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund.
Craig Raymond Matthews, United States Army.
Richard Chikorik, United States Army.
Major Richard Ayers, or Michael Richard Ayers, U.S. Army.
Command Sergeant Major Willie Simmons.
Cecil A. Kahila, U.S. Army.
Daniel John Sandstrom, U.S. Army.
Elisha Byrd, U.S. Army.
Donald E. Shate, U.S. Marine Corps.
Ronald Lee Barnett, Sr., U.S. Army.
Kenneth J. Shorts, Sr., U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, Bruce Ladd Boysenbecker, U.S. Army. I honor you.
Thomas Eugene Schmidt, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, James Franklin Brule, Sr., U.S. Army. I honor you.
A lifelong friend, William Joseph Staunton III, United States Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, Richard Charles Alfieri, United States Army.
Remembering Charles J. Alsheimer, U.S. Air Force. Remembering Paul Allen Chambers, U.S. Air Force.
Thomas James Foucher, U.S. Army.
Charles Hanson Erickson, Jr., U.S. Army.
Amos Andrew Aldrich, U.S. Army, passed as a result of his service.
John Stewart Ryan, Sr., U.S. Army.
Wayne Carl Bergquist, Jr., United States Air Force.
Wallace Frederick Crawford, husband, father, and friend. Hospital corpsman, U.S. Navy, with Reconnaissance Marines.
James David Guest, U.S. Navy.
Greg V. Carson, United States Army.
Joseph Zakruski, United States Air Force.
Blaine Crowfoot, our brother, my baby brother, Vietnam vet, U.S. Army.
What year?
71 to 72. Oh.
Reading for the family, United States Army veteran James Edward Wright.
Lonnie Neal Smith, U.S. Army.
My beloved second husband, Paul Crawford Stancliffe.
Father.
Vietnam.
Father.
81st
Wall volunteer
Tactical
sister.
Airplane mechanic. Husband and father, Joseph Robert Herbert, Vietnam veteran, United States Army, 101st Airborne Division.
On behalf of his family, George Elmer Gambrell, Marine Corps.
My dad, Edward Thomas Coyne, Jr., United States Marine. I miss you, Dad.
On behalf of his family, John Theodore Zidanowski.
My husband.
And my best friend, David M. Campbell, United States Army Chief Warrant Officer.
Okay, ready? Gonna hold it up. We have to speak.
My husband of 43 years, Terry Lynn Rose, U.S. Army, Vietnam AmeriCal Division, 69 to 70.
Our beloved father and husband, Brigadier General Donald Joseph DeLandro, United States Army, 1st African American Adjutant General.
My husband, Donald Joseph DeLandro, and I'd just like to say he was a wonderful and excellent husband, dad, and friend. Thank you.
My husband,
And my father,
Robert Hendricks Hayes, U.S. Army.
My dad,
my pappy,
Paul Edwin Harbold Jr., U.S. Navy.
my father, Terry J. John, Army.
My husband.
Husband, grandpa, and our daddy, Dennis Lee Beckler, U.S. Army.
In loving memory of our grandpa,
James Michael Harney,
United States Air Force Sergeant.
Husband, our father, grandfather,
George Miller Jr., United States Army.
Frederick Blaine Thompson, Shark 7, 174th Assault Helicopter Company, U.S. Army.
Miss you, Daddy.
My father, my hero, John Henry Conway Sr., U.S. Army, Vietnam, 1967-68.
And my husband.
our grandfather, Commander James Sweetman, United States Navy.
My dad, Richard Perrybone,
U.S. Army and U.S. Marine Corps. Awarded 2 Purple Hearts and a Vietnam Cross of Gallantry with Palm. I'll miss you forever, Dad.
On behalf of his family and his twin brother David, who is also a Vietnam vet, I present Dennis Lloyd Schnodderst, United States Army Special Forces, Vietnam.
On behalf of the family, Raymond George Ketz, United States Army.
On behalf of his family and friends, Gary Allen Clement, U.S. Army 199th Red Catchers.
Her husband, our dad and beloved grandpa, John W. Stevens, Jr., was a crew chief and gunner on a Huey stationed in Vietnam 1967-1968, U.S. Army.
Richard Wayne Schaller, United States Army.
My beloved husband, Larry Gene Hallett, U.S. Air Force in Vietnam 1967 and 1968.
My husband, Chaplain Lynn Richard Davis, U.S. Army.
For my dad.
And for my grandpa, Robert Dale Murphy, he served in the Navy.
For my father, Frank C. Ferret, U.S. Marine Corps, Vietnam vet. For my mom, my sister, we miss you and love you every day. Semper Fi.
For my husband and my dad, Gunnery Sergeant F. Arlen George, 3 tours of duty in Vietnam, United States Marine Corps.
For my father, Specialist 4, Rodney Charles Kiefer, U.S. Army, 1967 to 1969. I love you, Daddy.
On behalf of his family, Charles E. Key, United States Army.
For my father, Glenn K. Holtman, we miss you very much, and your family is here to support you.
My father, Myron Joseph Wagner, Sr., U.S. Army.
My husband, beloved father, grandfather, great-grandfather, friend, and uncle, Maurice R. Gibson, United States Navy, Vietnam veteran, 1965 through 1969. I love you most, Ross.
Our father, Ronald Harold Rowland, U.S. Army.
The love of my life, Charles Xavier Pitashero, my husband, U.S. Army.
For the family, Michael Robert Connie, United States Marine Corps.
My husband, Dennis Allen Kane, U.S. Navy. Always and forever, babe.
Reading for the family, United States Army veteran Joseph P. Catalyst.
Beloved husband,
My grandfather.
My father and sibling,
Ronald Samuel Paul Keister.
U.S. Army.
July 1969 to June 1970.
I guess I'll go. My husband, Brian Timothy Conley, better known as Duke, U.S. Army, Vietnam, 67 to 68. Military Police Award the Bronze Star for bravery. He's my best friend, the best dad, the best brother, adored grandfather. Duke, we miss you every day.
On behalf of the family of Philip George Woodman, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, James Alton Keach, Army.
For the family of Joseph Thomas Ryan, U.S. Army.
My husband,
My father, Keith A. Watkins, 1969, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, Ronald D. Rumford, United States Marine Corps.
my father, Douglas P. Murphy, 1966 to 1968, U.S. Army. Miss you, Dad.
On behalf of the family, Carlton Rose, United States Marine Corps.
The family honors the memory of Charles Looms Zimmerman III, U.S. Army.
On behalf of the family, Stephen M. Wilson, United States Army.
My dad, Chuck LeClaire, U.S. Navy, CB.
My dad, Staff Sergeant, 101st Airborne, U.S. Army, Barry James Dussault Sr.
On behalf of his family, Willis Willard Kilthow, U.S. Navy.
On behalf of his family, Michael D. Pardue, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, John Pascal Kittrell, U.S. Air Force.
For the family of James Weldon Taylor, U.S. Navy.
Wayne Gilbert Weldon, Army, Vietnam, 1966 to 1968. My brother, my teacher, my big brother, my only brother.
Remembering James E. Rollin, U.S. Army.
They honored us with their sacrifice. We now honor them with our love for each other. Louis Jerry Rayner, husband, father, grandfather. Thank you.
Raymond C. Morris, U.S. Army Special Forces, retired. My husband, love of my life.
My friend and my commander.
Our dad, Harvey Smith, U.S. Army, Vietnam, 1969, 1970. Beloved husband to our mother in the audience of 54 years.
He loved this country and was very proud to serve.
In memory of my husband, Joseph J. Pacella, U.S. Army.
My husband, John A. Pittenger, U.S. Army.
In memory of our dad, Jerry Burr, United States Air Force, 377th SPS, Vietnam 66-67.
On behalf of the family of Philip P. Kirkland, U.S. Army.
My father and sister to my aunt who's watching at home, Ralph Vance Pettit II, more affectionately known as Pete, United States Air Force.
Our father, Thomas Aloysius Lurchek, U.S. Army.
Husband, father, grandfather, Cecil Ray Seifert, Vietnam, United States Army.
In honor of James Robert Szymanski, loving son, brother, husband, father, and grandfather, a proud United States Army veteran.
For my father, Charles E. Jokel Jr., United States Marine Corps.
In honor of David L. Ellis Sr., husband, father, grandfather, we miss you, Pops.
Thomas T. Moore, husband, father, grandfather, who loved this country.
My husband, father, grandfather, great-grandfather served in the U.S. Navy aboard the USS Ticonderoga, passed away from ALS due to Agent Orange, June of 2016.
On behalf of the Merrill family, our hero, my best friend and husband, CW4 Dennis L. Merrill, U.S. Army helicopter pilot, Vietnam 71-72.
Family honors in memory of Sterling Jerome Longfellow, U.S. Marine Corps.
On behalf of the family, it is my honor to read the name of Edward Dennis Specht, United States Army. Rest in peace.
On behalf of our family, our uncle, John Simon Cherevich, U.S. Marine Corps.
David Allen Brodsky, beloved husband, father, brother, son, friend, check your oil, U.S. Air Force.
On behalf of my husband and best friend of 33 years, Donald Lee Hume, U.S. Army, 173rd Airborne Division, 1 year, 8 months, 23 days in Vietnam. We missed you every day.
In loving memory of my husband,
my uncle and godfather,
Captain Leo Benjamin Simmons Jr., U.S. Navy retired, 30 years, Vietnam, 1971 to 72.
On behalf of the family of Randall L. Stevens, United States Army.
My husband, Major Michael Benjamin Ash, U.S. Army retired, Purple Heart, Bronze Star for Valor, Air Medal, 1963-64, 1966-67, 1969-70.
On behalf of his family, John William Koch, Sr., Navy.
On behalf of his family, a fellow Iowan, Larry Eugene Brandow, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam.
Our father, Nathan Ray McGee, combat medic, United States Army, 1965 to 1967.
On behalf of his family, Robert John Bransfield, U.S. Army, Vietnam.
On behalf of his family, Edwin Ward Lewis Sr., U.S. Air Force.
On behalf of his family, Arthur L. Dayton, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam.
On behalf of his entire family, my brother-in-law.
My father, Ross James Flanagan, United States Marine Corps.
Thank you for your service and sacrifice to this great nation.
Semper Fi.
On behalf of the family, we honor James Rufus Burrell, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, Gerald Lee Jurgensen, U.S. Army.
On behalf, sorry, my husband, my best friend, my
father and
grandfather, Joseph M. Bauer, U.S. Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, William Henry Lane, United States Marine Corps.
Dale Francis Connors, loving husband, best father ever, our pop, grandfather, and great-grandfather. We miss you. Love you.
Miss my best friend, Dale.
Ronald Joseph Pahalchek Sr., U.S. Army, 2nd Airborne, silver and bronze medal.
Loving husband of 50 years to my mother in the audience. Beloved father, grandpa, son, brother, and friend. My hero, my dad. I love you and I miss you every day.
My loving husband, Thomas Gerard Richard, United States Marine Corps, India 326. Semper Fi.
On behalf of his family and friends who miss him dearly, Captain William Callahan Lyons, United States Army.
On behalf of the family, Freeman Bob Marcy, United States Navy.
On behalf of the family, Robert Letchworth, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, Iowan Alex Diaz, United States Marine Corps.
For the family and friends of Leon Terrell Lambeth, U.S. Army.
In honor of our father, James Francis Monahan,
Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Army, Vietnam and Korea. Ooh!
Sergeant Jonathan Clyde Adams, U.S. Marine Corps, 1967 to 1969. Father, son, grandfather, and husband.
Linda's husband, my father, Brian's father, and Riley's grandfather, G. Kent Elkins, U.S. Army.
Her husband, James Henry Workman, U.S. Air Force.
Father, husband, papa, and friend, my daddy, Jack Coleman Caldwell.
On behalf of his family, Richard Sikoric, U.S. Army.
In honor of my father, Master Sergeant Eugene Floyd McElhaney, Vietnam, 1966 to 68, Purple Heart.
On behalf of his family, James Edward Carl, United States Navy.
On behalf of the family of Donald E. Spencer, Jr., United States Army.
I'm honored, privileged, and humbled to be here today to honor my husband, their bonus dad, and my grandchildren's Papa G, James Clayfus Bowling.
United States Army, combat Vietnam 67-68. Bronze Star with Valor. The what? Gallantry Cross with Palms.
On behalf of the family, Edward F. Sullivan, Jr., United States Marine Corps.
Colonel George L. Youngblood, Jr., my daddy and mentor, grandfather to granddaughter he never got to meet. U.S. Army, 28 years, Vietnam, 2 tours as a helicopter pilot.
On behalf of the family, Andrew Benjamin Saipas, United States Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, Gary Allen Buzzell, Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, Daryl Edward Somerton, U.S. Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, Raymond William Coleman, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, Jerry Wayne Collin, U.S. Army.
On behalf of the family of Clark B. Sutphin, U.S. Air Force.
On behalf of the family of Frederick C. Ash, U.S. Army.
In memory of Jimmy N. Snett, U.S. Army.
In behalf of the family, Jerry D. Looney, U.S. Air Force.
On behalf of the family, George Brian Roberts, U.S. Air Force.
On behalf of his family, Herminio Mercado Linsau, U.S. Navy.
On behalf of his family, Thomas Rivera, U.S. Marine Corps.
Our father and hero, Norman Henry LeBrun, U.S. Air Force.
My beloved husband,
And my dear brother and friend,
Ernest Simus, Jr.
Army, 1966 to 1968.
Thank you, Ernie.
Until we meet again, brother.
On behalf of his family, Albert Carl Becker, United States Air Force.
In honor of my father, uncle, husband, brother, grandfather, and great-grandfather, Clifford Leo Zerbis, U.S. Navy.
In honor of
Our father, grandfather, great-grandfather, husband, and brother, Richard Silas Milford.
My father, her papa, Gary Lynn Armstrong Sr., United States Army.
On behalf of the family of Roy James Arwood, U.S. Army.
Our dad, loving husband to our mom who's in attendance, Thomas Edward Gibbs Sr., United States Marine Corps.
On behalf of the family, Ray Keith Lee, U.S. Army.
I'd like to honor Lester Clarence Hartman, Jr., U.S. Army.
In memory of George Frederick Long II, U.S. Army. Thank you for your service.
In honor of my grandfather and Purple Heart recipient, Richard Dean Preisler, and the one I currently serve in the footsteps of in the United States Army.
On behalf of the family, Robert N. Bogard, United States Marines.
On behalf of my husband,
My father, my son's grandfather.
My father, United States Marine Corps, Gary Lee Thornton, 79 to 71, 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines.
Semper Fi. Thank you.
Vaughn A. Creighton, dad, grampy, brother, friend, 147th Hill Climbing Regiment, 67 to 68.
It is my honor on behalf of the family to read the name David J. Beulah, United States Army. God bless you. Rest in peace.
Loving husband, father, grandfather, brother, James Joseph Tracy, Jr., U.S. Marine Corps.
Husband, Terry Lee Bishop, U.S. Army.
On behalf of the family of Charles Stanley Bailey, U.S. Air Force.
On behalf of the family, David Lee Foster, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam.
In loving memory of our father, George J. Carson, United States Army, Sergeant First Class retired, 5th Special Forces Group, Green Beret, airborne all the way.
Miss you, Dad.
On behalf of the family, Edward Goddard Jr., U.S. Army, Vietnam.
On behalf of his family, Thomas Mark Brule, Marine Corps.
On behalf of his loving wife and family, a fellow Iowan, Tony Swartz, United States Air Force, Vietnam.
My brother, Charlie Case, U.S. Army, 101st Division, Vietnam, 1968-1969, rescue missions. He always had a piece of pie ready when he visited.
On behalf of his family in Iowa, Joseph Leo Hoyka, U.S. Navy.
Our loving son, father, brother, and my husband, Everett Earl Comfort, U.S. Army, Bronze Star recipient.
In honor of our uncle, Michael Joseph Smithers, United States Army.
On behalf of his family, David Walter Cripes, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, Larry D. Cornelius Sr., U.S. Army.
In loving memory of my husband, my forever sweetheart, Charles Edward Bo Haywood Sr., Vietnam Advisor, 1967-68.
My dad, our hero.
On behalf of his family, Douglas Bauer, United States Navy.
Michael Richard Ayers was a decorated Vietnam vet and a 101st Airborne paratrooper. He was also a 7th degree black belt and founder of Tsuki Kagi Karate School in San Francisco. Michael was president of Northern California Weimaraner Rescue and a tournament referee for BattleBots. He was beloved dad of our family of Silverado Weimaraners. Thank you.
On behalf of his family, James William Cunning Sr., U.S. Marine Corps.
On behalf of the family of Billy D. Reisner, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, Harold Lloyd Eaton, U.S. Army.
My husband of 50 years, dad, grandfather to 4, and
brother,
Captain Robert Charles Dearborn, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam, 3rd Marine Division. This man loved his country, loved it. And on behalf of everybody here, because I know I can say this and it'll touch your heart, our loss is immeasurable, but the love they left behind is also immeasurable. Thank you.
On behalf of his family, David William Claspel, U.S. Marine Corps.
My brother was Corporal Charles Michael Crescens III, proud Philadelphia boy, class in 67-68, South Vietnam. Hoorah!
My amazing uncle.
My also amazing uncle.
My loving husband of 52 years, 11 months, Staff Sergeant Richard Goulet, Vietnam 69-70, and a great uncle to 28. Thank you.
We miss you. On behalf of the family, Raymond J. Riley, United States Navy.
On behalf of the family, William Edward Dudley Sr., U.S. Air Force.
On behalf of the family, Thomas Patrick Riley, United States Marine Corps.
On behalf of the family, George Edward Dye, United States Army.
On behalf of the family of Jose Guadalupe Ramos, U.S. Army.
On behalf of the family, Charles Edward Daniels, U.S. Navy.
On behalf of the family of Mark Prather, U.S. Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, Barry Stephen Arndt, U.S. Marine Corps.
In memory of Douglas Randolph Powell, U.S. Air Force.
My father, her husband, James B. Lees, Specialist 5, U.S. Army, 1968 to 71, Bronze Star recipient. We all miss you, Dad.
On behalf of his family, Roger Tolbert Sr., United States Army.
On behalf of his family, David Larry Ford, Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, Gary Lee Tolton, U.S. Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, Sergeant Richard Reed Koch, U.S. Army.
Joseph H. Brown.
On behalf of his family who is here supporting him today, he was a loving father, grandfather, husband, uncle, and two-time Bronze Star, and we miss you so much, Dad.
On behalf of his family, Mitch E. Aldrich, United States Army.
I'd like to honor James Allen McDonald, proud to be of the U.S. Army and the U.S. Navy.
On behalf of his family, U.S. Army, James L. Arnold.
Donald Michael Panzera, my brother.
My uncle, United States Marine Corps, 67 to 69, U.S. Air Force, 70 to 72.
On behalf of his family, Roger Warren Cuff, U.S. Army.
My husband, Richard Kroger, United States Army, 4th Infantry Division, Purple Heart.
On behalf of his family, Edward Fernandez, U.S. Marine Corps.
My husband, my father, he was brother and grandpa, Daniel Edward Jacob, U.S. Army, served 69 and 70.
It is my honor to read the name of Roy Conover Pullins, U.S. Army, on behalf of his family. Thank you, sir, for your service.
My husband, James Stanton Pierce, 68-69, U.S. Air Force.
On behalf of his family, Matthew Herbert Rabel, United States Marine Corps. Thank you for your service, sir.
My brother.
My father, Jack Park, U.S. Army Specialist.
On behalf of the family of Eugene Robert Ram Jr., U.S. Army, thank you for your service.
Husband to Audrey for 40 years, grandchildren, and our father.
Richard Samuel Brown, U.S. Army, 25th Infantry Division, combat medic.
My father, Thomas Harity, U.S. Marine Corps.
We're here today to honor our father, Chester Monroe Villa, U.S. Army. Dad served 2 tours in Vietnam, 1968, 1971, and was recipient of the Purple Heart. Thank you.
We're here to honor my husband, her stepdad, 3 tours in Vietnam, passed away in 2017. We'll miss you, Donald Pathke.
Love you.
On behalf of the family, Billy Harold Lane Sr., U.S. Navy, 1969 to 1970.
On behalf of his family, James B. Ferris, U.S. Army.
On behalf of the family, it is my honor to read the name Douglas Allen Jorgensen, United States Marine Corps. Rest in peace. God bless you. Semper Fi.
On behalf of his family and VFW Post 9389, Caribou, Maine, a gentleman who always greeted you with bless your heart, Doug Michaud, United States Army. Bless your heart.
Here we go. On behalf of the family of Michael Nelson Harvey, U.S. Marine Corps, 1st Division.
On behalf of his family, Robert Edward Fecken, U.S. Army.
In memory of Jerry Zeckmeister, loving husband, dad, and grandpa.
Brother, father, papa, John Francis Laffey Jr.,
better known as Jack, United States Navy, MM3, 2 Bronze Stars, 1968 to 1972.
My father, father of 5. My husband, 28 years. Grandfather, great-grandfather, Joseph M. Cusenet, 1st Cav, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, Terry Dale Etherton, U.S. Air Force.
My husband of 37 years, Thomas Edward Dowler, U.S. Army.
Thank you for your service, my friend. Welcome home, Tommy.
On behalf of his family, Ewan L.C. Davis Jr., United States Navy.
In honor of my husband, James Franklin Swan, and his brother, Vietnam, 1966-1967.
On behalf of his family, John J. DeStefano, United States Air Force.
For my dad, James Albert Rue Sr., United States Marine Corps, Vietnam, 1966-1967. Love you, Dad. I miss you every day. Semper Fi.
Robert W. Burt Jr., my husband, father, papa, brother, and friend, U.S. Army, 101st Airborne, Bronze Star recipient, 1968 to 1969. Love you most, sweetheart.
Husband, our father, grandfather, Guadalupe Velasquez, U.S. Army.
On behalf of the family, Daniel McCormick, U.S. Army. Thank you, sir, for your service.
It is an honor to present the name of my husband, James Robert Hutchison, U.S. Army, in Vietnam, 67-68. This is for you, Hutch.
On behalf of the family, Daniel David Devich, U.S. Air Force.
Representing the Frost family from Gilbertville, Iowa, my uncle, Specialist Dean Lee Frost, U.S. Army, 70-71.
On behalf of the family, Miguel De Leo Jr., U.S. Marine Corps.
In honor of our hero, Corporal Daniel Patrick Diridoni, husband, father, Nano, Babu, and brother, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam, 67-68.
Semper Fi, Dad.
Love you.
Perry Monroe Anderson, brother, uncle, and son, U.S. Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, a fellow Iowan, Alan Dean Janke, United States Army, Vietnam.
On behalf of his family, Richard Donald McCready, Navy.
On behalf of his family, Roger T. Johnson, U.S. Air Force, Vietnam.
In memory of John Leo DeMarco, U.S. Army, thank you for your service.
On behalf of his family, William Earl Smith, United States Army, Vietnam.
On behalf of his family, Joseph L. Fox, U.S. Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, James Neil Foster, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, Tim A. Gilmore, U.S. Navy.
On behalf of his family, Cesar J. Martinez, U.S. Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, Raymond Rodaba, United States Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, Richard John McEnroe, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, Thomas E. Lynch, United States Army.
On behalf of his family who can't be here today, Otis Dwayne Freeman, U.S. Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, Thomas Carroll Rodland, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, Curtis Eugene Fagard, U.S. Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, Kenneth Earl Wilterink, U.S. Army.
On behalf of their family, Edward G. Fan, U.S. Army.
In memory of Richard David Kudrowski, U.S. Army. On behalf of his family, Edward G. Fan, U.S. Army. In memory of Richard David Kudrowski, 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 U.S. Army. In memory of Richard David
On behalf of his family, David Dennis Evans, U.S. Navy.
On behalf of his family, Terrence Martin Schmansky, United States Air Force.
On behalf of his family, David Leonard McAvoy, U.S. Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, Randall R. Roberts, U.S. Navy.
My beloved husband of 54 years, Master Sergeant James Edward Walsh.
U.S. Army, Vietnam, 33 years of military service, a true patriot, a dedicated family man, and our hero. My dad is loved and missed.
Thank you.
Our father, James Thomas Goins. Grandfather, son, uncle, loved by all. U.S. Army.
In honor of my grandfather, George Donald Work, U.S. Army.
On behalf of my beautiful cousin, daughter of retired Sergeant First Class Clifton Elwood Goins, United States Army, beloved husband, beloved father, son, brother, grill master, and whose shirts were so starched they could stand up by themselves.
Proud to honor my dad, John Lawrence Roberts, United States Air Force Batcats.
We're here to honor my husband, father, grandfather, brother, and the rest of our family. Warren Nelson Swinford. He served in Vietnam 67, 68 with the Black Horse, 11th Armored Cav.
U.S. Army.
U.S. Army. Thank you.
On behalf of the family, Johnny James Mallory Jr., U.S. Army.
My brother.
My grandpa, Bradley Edwin Ney, United States Marine Corps.
Brad served in A Company, 1st Battalion, 1st Marine as a M60 machine gunner.
Our dad, Army Sergeant Roland Lee Matthews, Jr. He served in Vietnam from 66 to 67, 2 Purple Hearts, Bronze Star with Valor. We love you and miss you every day.
My husband, George Mike Zuvella Jr., U.S. Army medevac pilot.
My sister Carol served in a MASH unit with George.
My father, his pop-up, Stephen Michael Zaleski, member of the 82nd Airborne Division, 173rd Airborne all the way. We love you, Dad.
Our dad, our hero, Richard Susi, U.S. Army. Rest in peace, Dad, forever in our hearts.
On behalf of the family, Harold Edward Potter, Sr., United States Army.
Husband, father, grandfather, Charles Lee, Chris Smith, U.S. Army Ranger, 173rd Airborne, 2 Bronze Stars, Cross of Gallantry with Palm, Vietnam, 70 and 71. Go Airborne.
With respect for the family, Dennis E. Thomas, U.S. Army.
In honor of my dad, John David Nelson, 20 years retired U.S. Army, 66 to 67.
David Edgar Harrell.
In honor of my husband of 53 years today, David Edgar Harrell. Love you, babe.
My daddy served in Vietnam, U.S. Army, 1969-1970, in the invasion of Cambodia, in the Division D, in the 5th Cab, in the 2nd Regiment. Thank you.
My beloved husband and best friend, and a rockin' grandpa, William E. Bill Ferguson.
My husband, father, grandfather of all that are here today, Edward Dale Bristol, U.S. Marine Corps, spent 2 tours in Vietnam, 1968 to 69.
My brother, Demesio Demi Gonzalez, 101st Airborne Division, 1967-68, Purple Heart.
It is my honor to read the name of Richard J. Murphy, Sr., U.S. Marine Corps, on behalf of his family who couldn't be here today. Thank you for your service, sir. Semper Fi.
Just like it was an honor to be his daughter, I'm honored to give his name today. My dad, Master Sergeant John Dowling, U.S. Marine Corps, retired.
In memory of and on behalf of his family, David Lee Melvin, U.S. Navy. Welcome home.
My father, Don Larry Rogers, loving husband, father, brother, U.S. Army 1965 to 1969, 3 tours in Vietnam.
On behalf of the family of Robert Wayne Monroe, U.S. Marines, thank you for your service.
To honor our father, a wonderful grandfather, and a wonderful husband, Benjamin Leroy Jr. Parker, just another day in paradise. Miss you, Daddy. Go Air Force.
On behalf of the family, Peter John Nelson, United States Air Force.
Our father, a loving husband to our mom out there, and 3 grandchildren, Richard Allen Kuhn, 67-68, United States Army. Miss you, Dad. Miss you.
On behalf of the family, Kevin Patrick Murray, U.S. Army.
Honoring a son, brother, uncle, husband, our father, grandfather, whom always met everyone with a howdy, Charles Ray Welch, U.S. Air Force.
In loving memory of our brother, grandpa, dad, my husband and hero, Keith Donald Claus, Vietnam, March 65 through March 66, forever a United States Marine and always in our hearts.
My husband, her brother, beloved dad, and pop-up to Colby and Owen, Joseph Thomas Armstrong, Jr., Spec 5, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, James Edward Paris, Army.
On behalf of the family, John Steve Touchette, United States Marine Corps.
In honor of Lacey L. Thomas, U.S. Army, on behalf of the family.
On behalf of the family, Manuel Velez, United States Army.
On behalf of the family, it is my honor to read the name of Philip W. Worley, United States Army. God bless you. Rest in peace.
On behalf of the family of Ronnie Lee Worley, U.S. Marine Corps.
On behalf of the family of G. Rod Tillman, Mobile, Alabama, U.S. Army.
In honor of his family, Felix E. Williams, U.S. Army.
On behalf of the family of Joseph Ernest Padilla, United States Army.
Remembering Lester Arthur Wilson, Jr., U.S. Army.
On behalf of the family, Larry Joe Perry, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, Michael Lee Wilson, United States Marine Corps.
On behalf of the family, Donald D. Marefka, U.S. Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, John Arthur Jersey, U.S. Army.
The family honors the memory of Jerry Wayne Medetta, U.S. Marine Corps. Thank you for your service.
In honor of my husband and also loving father, grandfather, and brother, George Lee Sargent, Jr., better known as Lee or Coach Sarge, U.S. Marine Corps.
On behalf of his family, Dennis Eugene Ott, U.S. Army.
In memory of my husband, Robert Francis Knight, crazy one of a kind, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam 70-71.
In memory for his family, Ben Floyd Williams, United States Navy.
Gordon C. Lane, my loving husband, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, brother, uncle, and friend. Huge veterans advocate. Always and forever, baby, no matter what.
In honor of his family, Clifford Dwayne Owens, U.S. Army.
In memory of our father,
Merle Lee Steinman,
United States Navy. Love you, Dad.
In honor of his family, William Victor Oberg, U.S. Air Force.
In honor of our father and our hero, Roger Blair, Master Sergeant, U.S. Army, Purple Heart and Bronze Star recipient. Saddle up, Daddy.
Love you, cowboy.
On behalf of his family, George William Peckham, U.S. Air Force.
In memory of my brother, George William Connell, known to our family as Billy. He served 2 back-to-back tours in Vietnam, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, Dennis J. Warner, U.S. Marine Corps.
My father, Gordon Ray Heathcote.
My husband of 35 years, Gordon Ray Heathcote, Sergeant, U.S. Army, Army Recon Special Forces, 17th Cavalry H Troop, was a tank commander on Highway 1, 69 to 72.
On behalf of the family of Tom Wasmer, U.S. Marine Corps.
On behalf of my husband, Dale R. Jackson, Army, veteran of Vietnam, and he joined the Air Force, and he retired in the Air Force. He's a loving father, grandfather. Thank you.
On behalf of the family of James Lee Wasser Sr., we'd like to thank you for your ultimate sacrifice.
In honor of my husband, Captain Noah Leon Weinberger, we were married for 62 years. He was a wonderful husband, father, and grandfather. U.S. Air Force.
On behalf of our family and in honor of my loving husband and my papa, Sergeant Jerry W. Baker, Vietnam, 66-67.
U.S. Marine Corps, we love and we miss you so dearly. Semper Fi.
In honor of our father, Daryl Gene Stoltenberg, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, Kevin O'Callahan, Marine Corps.
Beloved husband and our father, Leroy Raymond Housel, United States Marine Corps from 1964 to 1967.
In honor of our loving father, husband and grandfather, Keith Sanborn, U.S. Air Force, 1967 and 1968. Miss you, Daddy.
In honor of my husband, he's a dad and a grandfather. He's Ralph G. Shirey, better known as Shaq. U.S. Army Intelligence. Thank you. Thank you.
In loving memory of my dad, wonderful husband to my mother at home.
My grandfather, Dennis Paul Hagee Sr., U.S. Army. Love you and miss you up.
Miss you, Dad.
On behalf of the family, I honor Robert Leslie Wheel. May you, U.S. Army, may you rest in the loving arms of Christ.
In honor of our grandfather and beloved son, husband, grandfather, great-grandfather.
Command Sergeant Major Jimmy Anderson, we love and appreciate your service to this country and your service to our family. We love and we miss you.
Our grandfather, Frederick Robert Muley, U.S. Army.
Until we meet again some sunny day.
On behalf of our family, we honor Theodore Franklin Swenson, better known as Teddy or Babe to his friends and family. He was a loving father, my husband,
brother, uncle, cousin, and since his passing became Grandpa Babe. He served in the United States Army in Vietnam, 1969 to 1970. We love and miss you, Babe.
In honor of my father, Emilio Colon Jr., better known as Yogi, Vietnam and Korea War veteran, prisoner of war, Purple Heart recipient, Army.
For the family of Rodney L. Weeks, U.S. Air Force, aim high, fly, fight, win.
My husband, Patrick Stephen Lindsay, childhood sweetheart, Vietnam, 1967-68, U.S. Army Sergeant.
My pawpaw. Be good, kid.
It is my honor to read the name of Philip George Wiechek, U.S. Army, on behalf of his family who couldn't be here today. Thank you for your service, sir.
In honor and memory of our dad, James Charles Moore,
Vietnam, 554th Red Horse Battalion, United States Air Force, loving and devoted husband, and an amazing dad and pop-pop.
we miss you so much.
Oh! We love you, Dad.
On behalf of the family of John Charles Westbrook, U.S. Army, thank you for your service.
Representing my mom and my 3 sisters and 2 brothers, I'm here honoring my father, Marvin Searle Schlichting, U.S. Army.
My father,
My father-in-law, Staff Sergeant Lester Deek, United States Marine Corps.
I love you.
Son, granddaughter, James L. McCracken, who served in the U.S. Army, we love you.
In memory of father, husband, grandpa, and the best P ever, Walter Atkins, U.S. Army.
I love you. In memory of my husband, best friend,
my father, an amazing grandfather and great-grandfather, Mallard Tackett, U.S. Army.
In loving memory of my husband, Glenn Eugene Wright, United States Marine Corps.
Our dad, Master Sergeant Thomas Anthony Boland, United States Marine Corps, retired.
Best dad, grandpa, great-grandpa, husband, brother, and uncle we could ever ask for.
Passed away on Veterans Day 2019. Semper Fi.
Love you, Dad.
We miss you, Daddy.
My husband, their father, G-Pa, and brother, Richard Mason Anderson, U.S. Navy Seabees, 1966.
On behalf of the family, Stanley Anthony Jarvis, United States Army.
Our father, Sergeant John Francis Ronayne, 101st Airborne Division, 3rd Battalion, 187th Infantry, Bronze Star recipient, Vietnam, March 68 to May of 69.
On behalf of the family, Robert Michael Jarvie, United States Navy.
my husband and best friend, uncle, grandfather, father, CW4 Mike Besh, United States Army, Vietnam to Desert Storm.
On behalf of his family, Chalmers Philip Hinnant Jr., United States Army.
On behalf of our mom in the audience, our father, Donald Lee Fechner, Vietnam 68-69, U.S. Army, 9th Infantry, Mobile River Reinforce.
On behalf of his family, James W. Hills, Jr., U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, Russell William Weaver, U.S. Navy.
Remembering Donald Milo Hill, U.S. Navy.
On behalf of his family and in honor of a fellow Iowan, Philip Leroy Henke, Army.
Danny Lee White, Staff Sergeant, 173rd Airborne, U.S. Army. Husband, father, grandfather, First Commander, Waukee, Iowa, VFW, 11517. Sky Soldiers.
On behalf of his family, I proudly honor my fellow Iowan, Dennis Lee Peterson.
On behalf of his family, Robert Victor Heinen, U.S. Marine Corps. Thank you for your service, sir.
On behalf of his family, James L. Hebert, U.S. Marine Corps, and my fellow Iowan, Dale Allen Schroth, U.S. Air Force.
On behalf of the family, Michael A. Hemker, U.S. Navy.
On behalf of the family, Charles Thomas Gilmore, U.S. Navy.
On behalf of his family, Billy J. Hill, U.S. Army.
On behalf of his family, I'm honored to read the name Robert Howard Pfeiffer, United States Marine Corps. God bless you. Rest in peace. Semper Fi.
Loving husband, our father, grandfather, great-grandfather, Gary W. Tanner, Sr., U.S. Army. We love you, Pops.
On behalf of the family of John David White, Jr., U.S. Navy.
Our brother,
our father, Stanley H. Adkins, United States Marine Corps, Semper Fi. our Superman.
My gentle giant, Sergeant Anthony James Wallace, U.S. Army, 1st Cav, Purple Heart.
A loving father, a devoted husband, a true Marine who loved God and his country, my husband, Scott Pilkington.
Lester Neil Hodges of Flat Rock, Michigan, enlisted 66 to 68, United States Marine Corps.
My grandfather, Donald Vincent Schultes, Purple Heart recipient, U.S. Army, 1966 to 1968. Thank you.
On behalf of the family of Charles Jake Nelson, U.S. Air Force, thank you for your service.
Loving husband, my father, grandfather to grandchildren he never got to meet, Airman First Class, Clyde David Morton, United States Air Force, 65, 66 in Vietnam. Love and miss you, Daddy.
My husband, a father, 2 daughters, a grandfather, a grandson, and a granddaughter, and brother to 4. Lieutenant Colonel Jesse Clifton Worthington, 26 years in the Air Force, 3 tours in Vietnam, 2 of which were off the books. 54th Weather Squadron, very important typhoon chaser, Distinguished Flying Cross. Passed away September 11th, 2020, Agent Orange and COVID.
On behalf of this wonderful Vietnam era vet herself, husband, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, 2 Bronze Star, 3 Purple Heart winner from 1969, and the reason I serve, Specialist Travis Pilcher.
Army, say Army.
That's okay, they know it.
On behalf of the family of Raymond C. Hughes,
who served in the U.S. Army.
Richard Lee Kelly, U.S. Army, my brother.
My husband.
Thanks for having my back.
On behalf of the family, Daryl Eugene Hulbert, U.S. Army.
My husband and best friend, 52 years married, Grandpa, son, Alan Lawrence Smith, U.S. Navy.
Honoring the memory of Robert A. Hunter, U.S. Army. Thank you for your service.
My daddy,
my husband,
Joseph Andrew Ward, Corporal, United States Marine Corps, recipient of 2 Purple Hearts. Happy Father's Day, Daddy. Thank you for keeping the wolf from the door.
On behalf of the family of Rory Brian Hager, U.S. Marine Corps.
Representing the rest of my family, for my dad, Robert, Bob, Walrus, Rolf, field radio operator at Quan Tree, 1st Marine Division, United States Marine Corps.
I'm grateful to be here with my brother and my nephew to honor my loving husband, Wilfred Charles McLeod, best known as Dink Ramsey, United States Air Force.
In honor of my husband
and my dad,
and my grandpa,
Richard Lee Bruce, U.S. Army,
1965 to 66.
Husband to Lori, father to 3, wonderful grandpa to 4, my dad, Sergeant John Dwayne Elstead Jr.,
United States Air Force 315th Tactical Airlift Wing, 71 to 72 Fan Rang Air Force Base.
To honor my husband, Kenneth Robert Anderson, served in Vietnam 1966 to 67. He was quite the veteran, and he would be so proud and thankful to finally be recognized for his service in Vietnam. Thank you.
We miss you, Kenny.
Our brother watching from home and us would like to honor Malcolm Doyle Ott II, United States Army.
We love you and miss you every day.
My father, his grandfather, William Woodrow Carter Jr., Corporal, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam, 1966-67.
Representing our entire Cincinnati, Ohio extended family, in loving honor and memory of loving son, brother, and our uncle.
3-time Purple Heart recipient, Corporal Dennis Schildmeyer, United States Marine Corps.
Semper Fi.
in honor and loving memory of our dad, our hero, John Peter Jampia, U.S. Army. We love you and we miss you terribly, Daddy, always in our hearts.
In loving memory and honor of my father and my mother's best friend and husband of decades, of my siblings, my children, and my nieces and nephews, and my granddaughter, his great-great-granddaughter. I would like to announce Sergeant David Lee Ward, U.S. Army, 19th Combat Engineers. We miss you, Dad. We love you.
My dad, Donald Ray McKnight, U.S. Army. Love you, Dad.
In honor of my dad, William K. Anderson, U.S. Army, 1st Cavalry Division.
My uncle, George Michael Mullen, U.S. Navy.
My dad, Paul McKee, U.S. Army.
In memory of my loving husband and my sister-in-law's brother, Jim Nealis, who was a Vietnam vet and was United States Army.
Our dad, Pop-Up Richie, Richard Coyle Quinn.
1966 to 67, the U.S. Army, rode with the 11th Armored Cavalry, the Black Horse Regiment, H Company. We love you, Dad. Black Horse, I'm sorry, Purple Heart and Bronze Star for Valor.
On behalf of my wife, Margot, for her first husband, R.J. Thompson III, U.S. Marine Corps.
To honor my husband and father to my son, Robert, watching from home. Terry Lee Cottle, Air Force, Vietnam 65 and 67. Lost 51 years ago, still in my heart.
Our brother, Lawrence Walter Kulik, United States Air Force.
James Henry Carlisle, U.S. Army.
To honor my dear husband, Captain Howard R. Hanold, father of our 3 children, U.S. Army.
Vietnam, 1967 to 68, 9th Infantry Division, Bronze Star with V device.
Tommy Jean Peterson.
Husband, dad, grandfather, U.S. Air Force.
Yep.
In loving memory of Arthur Alfred Arias, U.S. Army, 1st Air Cav.
In honor of my father, Lawrence Eugene Baldwin Jr.,
combat veteran from 1967 to 69. Missy Pops, hope the fishing's good today.
Representing our family in Oregon, my uncle in memory of.
And my brother, Jimmy Brown, U.S. Army. Miss your brother.
In honor of my husband, an angel soldier, Jeffrey Brian Friedfeld, U.S. Army. Fly high, my love.
In honor of Jeff, my brother-in-law, aloha, brother. I will see you in heaven.
In honor of our brother-in-law and friend, John Kidney, helicopter pilot in Vietnam, United States Army, retired. Thank you.
My husband, my kid's father, stepfather, papa, and a great-grandfather, Charles John Herman, United States Marine Corps, passed away on Veterans Day.
In honor of Dale Miller, my dad, U.S. Army, 101st Airborne, Special Forces.
For my dad, William Ray Jackson, United States Navy. We love you, Dad.
For my husband of 50 years.
And my father, Michael Andrew Story, U.S. Navy, 68, 69. Respect.
A beloved husband of 46 years to our wonderful mom who's in the audience, Janet. Our daddy.
Our granddad.
Brother, uncle, and friend to many. Tech Sergeant retired, United States Air Force, Garland A. Proctor, otherwise known as Curly, Vietnam, 1969. We love you, Dad. Daddy, forever mine.
Go Broncos.
Go Broncos.
Go Cowboys. Agent Orange broke our hearts. My sister here was conceived after my dad's service, and we believe that her health ailments are a direct result of his service. And so we are really pushing for benefits for children like my sister, who was born with a benign hemangioma that filled 2/3 of her chest, resulting in a paralyzed left lung. So if you guys all help support us in this legislation, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On behalf of his wife, Sally, and son, Chris.
Richard L. Hollis, United States Army. My brother.
Richard John Brom, United States Air Force, Vietnam, 1963 to 1964, loving father, husband, son, and my brother. Rest in peace.
In honor of our brother,
Corporal Daniel S. Bates, United States Army, Vietnam, 68-69, Cross the Gallantry with Palm.
God bless.
Amazing husband, dad, and papaw, Johnny David Kendrick, U.S. Army. We love and miss you, Dad.
My husband, one good man, John Chick Hipple, Sergeant, U.S. Army.
My beloved husband, Donald Hart, loving papa, loving father, U.S. Navy Seabee, construction electrician, 2nd class, Da Nang, Vietnam, 68-69.
Miss you, Dad.
I'd like to honor the name of William Black, father, brother, grandfather, husband, uncle, fine American, 25th Infantry Division, 1967, Vietnam, Purple Heart recipient, William George Black.
To the love of my life, my husband of 48 years, Staff Sergeant Paul Hart.
Our dad.
And my papa. He was a loving papa of 3 girls and one he didn't get to meet.
United States Air Force, C-130 Crew Chief, from 1969 to 1976. He was in Vietnam in 1970, 1972, and 1973.
We love and miss you.
In memory of my husband of 52 years, he was a father, a grandfather, an uncle, Fred Leonard Hillman. He was in the U.S. Army. He had a Army Commendation Medal and a Bronze Star.
Love and miss you, Dad.
In memory of my dad, Jerry Lee Underwood, United States Marine Corps. Love you more, JB.
Thank you for your service, and I love and miss you.
My husband, also a father, brother, friend, uncle, Colonel John O'Keefe, U.S. Army retired, Vietnam, 66 to 68, 101st Airborne. He loved the United States, and he loved being in the Army.
Our family is here to honor our dad, loving husband to my mom for 46 years, Papa and brother, good friend, Roland Kent Chalfant, Senior, Sergeant, U.S. Army Infantry, from 69 to 70.
Gone but never forgotten.
In honor of my father, Leon S. Dunhurst, United States Air Force. And in honor of my husband, Frankie Pete Kowalski, United States Marine Corps, 3 Purple Heart recipient.
In memory of my precious dad, Daniel A. Leapart, U.S. Army. I miss you, Dad.
My brother, Daniel T. Nelson, her brother, his cousin, grandfather, father, Lance Corporal, United States Marine Corps, 1st Battalion, 1st Division, 1st Regiment, only survivor of his platoon at Khe Sanh in its Tet Offensive, wounded in combat on November 22nd, 1968. After that, recipient of the Purple Heart and the Vietnamese Cross of Gallantry. And to our family and to all of you who are also our family, you're all his honey children. Semper Fi.
God bless.
Hurrah.
Our dad and hero,
Cyril Joseph Van Mark, U.S. Army. We love you.
Our uncle, James Howard Berg, U.S. Marine Corps.
Starlight Invasion in 1965, also a 2-time Purple Heart recipient.
Husband of 41 years, father of 2, papa to 8, and now a great-grandpapa to 2 more.
My daddy, Harry David Smith, United States Army.
On behalf of my mother, Linda, watching from home, our brother, Eric, and our sister, Jennifer, who couldn't be here today.
In loving memory of our father, Michael Burmis, United States Army.
The welcome home you so well deserved at the place that you always found peace. Our father, their brother, a grandpa, and a peepaw, William Edward Berger, Sr., United States Marine Corps, 1967 to 1971. Semper Fi, Dad.
We love you.
In loving memory of my husband
and my grandfather,
Dean E. Bartling, U.S. Air Force.
In memory of my dad and our grandfather.
And my husband of 54 years, George Wesley Bud Dawson, Jr., U.S. Army, 25th Infantry Division, 1967 to 68. And I can't wait until I get to heaven and join you and we can dance it all along.
We love and miss you, Dad.
In memory of my husband and their dad, William D. Chambers. He was a helicopter pilot in the U.S. Army. We miss you.
In honor of John W. Johnston, known as Chip, a husband, father, and a very proud Marine.
My father, my fishing buddy, Larry Robert Harris, United States Army.
In memory of our father and hero, Alfred John Gutierrez Jr., United States Air Force.
On behalf of our entire family, we honor our father, Sylvester Ewell, better known as Chet, United States Marine Corps, 1968 to 1971. We love and miss you, Pop. Semper Fi.
Honoring my husband, Mustang Officer, Naval Officer, Lieutenant Oscar L. Hampel III. We knew him better all as Bud, those of who we did know him. Unfortunately, Bud died Thanksgiving, 1979. His children were 5, 7, and 9 at the time, and they never got to meet his grandchildren. We miss you, love, and we miss so much of you. Thank you.
Her husband, father to my brother and I, Thomas Robert White, U.S. Army. We miss you, Dad.
In loving memory of my husband, John Alden Rubel, also known as Barney, served in U.S. Marine Corps, served in Vietnam in the I Corps area in 68 and 69. He left on a Friday, December 13th, thinking he would never get home. But we lost him in September this last year to Agent Orange and COVID.
Love you, Pop. Semper Fi.
Nothing's changed.
Pop, Papa, brother, uncle, friend, and my husband, Donald L. Bilski, volunteered for the United States Marine Corps, served 2 tours as a radio operator. Semper Fi, my love.
My father and hero. My husband, William C. Bill Kundo, U.S. Army Combat Medic, U.S. Navy, Unrestricted Surface Warfare Officer, Purple Heart.
In loving memory of Raymond Lopez, U.S. Army.
Husband, and I love husband. For 43 years, married, and my sustain, my life and everything. Thank you.
My dad, loving husband to my amazing mama, 54 years, Peter William Cavatayo, U.S. Army, 67, 68, Purple Heart recipient. Thank you. Love and miss you, Daddy.
In loving memory of our dad, Charles Curtis Carver, U.S. Marine Corps, beloved son, husband, father, and grandfather, we love you and miss you.
James Ernest Mulhern Sr., my husband, United States Air Force, Vietnam, 1970 and 71, father, grandfather, and great-grandfather.
Today we're here to honor our mom's husband, our dad, Grandpa, Papa, and Big Papa, Donald Leroy Hubert. He served 3 tours in Vietnam for the United States Navy, received a Purple Heart and Navy Commendation Medal.
My husband, the man of my dreams, retired Lieutenant Colonel George Patton Olin, United States Marine Corps.
I'm so proud to honor my dad, Peter G. Hunt, father, dad to myself, Christine and John, 18th Engineers, U.S. Army, disabled, retired, Purple Heart, Vietnam.
In memory of my high school sweetheart and husband of 53 years, devoted father, and mischief-making papa to our 4 grandchildren. U.S. Army, Vietnam, 1966-67. He passed 10 months ago from heart disease, ischemic heart disease. Peter Joseph McCallie, my love.
My father,
My grandfather,
Master Chief Willie James Coleman, Hospital Corpsman, Vietnam, U.S. Navy with the Fleet Marines.
it is with grateful and humble hearts that we join together with many people who have been touched by our forever hero, Edwin Vega of the U.S. Army.
Highly decorated Master Sergeant, and my badass grandpa.
My husband, father, and grandfather to all of us who are here today, James Perry Sumner, United States Marine Corps, Purple Heart recipient, Vietnam, 1967. Thank you.
Grandfather, father, my husband, Arnold Jr. Russell, U.S. Army, Vietnam combat veteran. I miss him every day.
We are here to honor my husband, a father, a grandfather, a brother, and a son, Raul Michael Contreras. He served in the U.S. Navy from 1967 to 1973 on the USS Oriskany, also known as the Mighty O. Thank you.
I'm so proud to honor my husband,
our big brother,
a dad, a grandpa, a papa. And this year he'll be great papa to his first great grandson that will bear his name, Darwin Brownlee, U.S. Army, Vietnam, 69 to 70.
Honoring Todd L. Oakes, husband, father, U.S. Air Force.
My brother, Charles Keller Burns, Jr., U.S. Army.
This is funny. We're here to honor my husband, Roy Joe Palmer, husband, father, grandfather, and soon-to-be great-grandfather, friend, and otherwise known in Bryan, Texas as Santa Claus.
On behalf of the family, Colonel William L. Bradner, United States Army helicopter pilot, Distinguished Flying Cross, 23 Air Medals, multiple tours to Vietnam.
Honoring my husband, William Andrew Kovacek, United States Army, 1964 to 1966.
A father of 4, a grandfather, a brother, and an uncle, and a friend to many.
Awarded Bronze Star with V device. Miss you, Dad.
Johnny Goodfellow, my brother, served in the U.S. Marine Corps.
My grandfather and his father, Fideli Peter and Gracia, U.S. Army 1st Cav.
Happy Father's Day, Pops. We love you and miss you every day. Just stay out of trouble, big guy.
We are here in honor of our brother, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania,
James Carey, Utzig.
Staff Sergeant, United States Air Force. Thanks, Kevin, for getting the application started.
My husband,
My Uncle Izzy, Major Unger.
My brilliant brother-in-law.
Izzy served as a major in the United States Air Force. He was a flight surgeon with the 346th Tactical Air Squadron. Last week he had a grandson born, Noah, so this is in honor of Noah. Thank you.
Go Air Force.
In memoria and in honor of our oldest brother, Armando Ancira, son, brother, uncle, granduncle, brother-in-law, cousin, primo, and friend.
We love you, boy. We miss you, boy.
I love you more than you love me, Macarister.
Have a Budweiser and a Marlboro up there.
Remembering James I. Moore Jr., United States Air Force, recipient of the Air Force Commendation Medal, beloved husband, father, stepfather, grandfather, family member, and friend. Always remember.
My husband, Daniel Philip Johnstone, United States Army.
My husband, Russell Francis Misek, U.S. Army.
My cousin, Floyd Leon Serbanak, United States Army.
My beloved husband, my hero,
our daddy and grandpa, Gilbert Colunga Alvarez, United States Marine Corps, Purple Heart. Semper Fi, Daddy. We love you.
Love you.
Okay. Hi there. I'm here to honor my husband, Lieutenant Richard Gilbert Minyaka, United States Navy, physician aboard the USS Davis, Vietnam, 1966. Our children, our grandchildren, and extended family salute you. You can be sure he has a smile from ear to ear for this honor.
For my father, Ronald Walter Skortz, U.S. Army, brother, grandfather, husband, son, and brother. 25th Manchu, Bronze Star with Valor, Purple Heart.
My husband, John Charles Miller, 9th Infantry. I love and miss you so much.
Tyler, over here.
In honor of a very proud United States Marine, an Agent Orange Warrior, a member of the Chemung County, New York Honor Squad, and the co-founder of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Museum, Chapter 803, a loving father, loving husband, loving stepfather, grandfather, known to many as Jack, my father, John C. LaCourie Jr., United States Marines.
My uncle and my wife, and wife to my aunt, Lucky Lemire, Stephen James Sokolowski, U.S. Army, 1970 to 1971.
In memory of Thomas Carl Griffin, loving husband, brother, father, and my grandfather. United States Army Huey Crew Chief with the Outlaws and Mavericks and the 175th Assault Helicopter Company. Vietnam, 1968 to 1969. We love and miss you, Granddaddy Tom, and we'll take the watch from here until Valhalla.
In honor of my husband of 61 years and their grandpa, Norman L. Davis Jr., Major, U.S. Army, retired, Vietnam, 68-69.
In honor of my husband and for our family, Bert Kratzley, U.S. Marine Corps, Corporal, from 69 to 71, and passed away in 2017.
My wife and I, along with my family in California and New York, would like to honor my dad, Airman First Class Lawrence Edward Fournier, United States Air Force, 3 tours, 65, 66, and 67.
In memory of my husband, we were married 49 and a half years. He fought Agent Orange cancer for 5 years. He left behind my 3 children, my 4 grandchildren. 4 of his brothers were also in the military. I just miss him so much. This is to you, Art.
In honor of his family, Johnny Joe Garcia Sr., U.S. Army.
Honoring my husband today, finally, Robert Albert Winnick, U.S. Army, 1968 to 1970. Love you.
I'm honoring my husband, Jim Reeder, USS Horn, U.S. Navy, Radar Man 2, 69 to 70.
in honor of my husband of 47 years on Monday, father to our son and daughter, and papa of 4, Tommy Wayne Thompson, Sergeant First Class, United States Army, retired.
Combat infantrymen who volunteered for 3 tours of duty from 68 through 72, Bronze Star Medal, Purple Heart, Meritorious Service Medal, Air Medal, Vietnam Gallantry Cross with Palm, and many others. I love and miss you. Happy Father's Day, Daddy. Death before dishonor.
My husband, my soulmate, and just wonderful guy, Marty Cox, 3 years in Vietnam, U.S. Navy.
It is indeed an honor to say the name of an awesome man gone too soon. My husband, our children's father, our grandchildren's papa.
Ray Charles Wilson, U.S. Army.
Honoring my husband of 47 years, Charles Lahr from Manchester, Iowa, father to Kathy, grandpa to Gracie, U.S. Army, 1966 to 1968, 101st Airborne, Screaming Eagle.
Grandfather, husband, brother, uncle, and my father, Reuben Taylor Jr., Lance Corporal with the United States Marine Corps. And happy birthday, Daddy, and Semper Fi.
The final honoree for 2022, on behalf of the family, Fred Lawrence Griego, United States Army.
Ladies and gentlemen, over the last 40 years here at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, more than 400,000 items have been left and placed at the wall in tribute to all of our Vietnam veterans. The items range from moving handwritten notes to baby booties from children the veteran never saw, also to a completely custom Harley-Davidson motorcycle. I would like to read one of those notes, and it goes like this, and I quote, "Our young friends, yes, our young friends, for in our hearts you will always be young, full of the love that is youth, love of joy, love of country. You fought for your country and for its safety and for the freedom of others with strength and courage. We love you for it. We honor you, and we have faith that, as he does all his sacred children, the Lord will bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and give you peace now and forevermore." The authors of that note was the 40th President of the United States, Ronald Reagan, and his wife, Nancy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our bugler, Sergeant First Class Jeffrey Northman, United States Army, to play taps. We ask you to stand if you are able for playing of taps. That concludes our ceremony today. We thank you for joining us, and may God bless all of our veterans and the United States of America.